You see these AI images online, and some of them, they just achieve a level of realism and consistency that feels, well, almost impossible, right? So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a systematic approach that feels less like just typing in a prompt and more like professional art direction. It's a system called the Master Directive, and honestly, it's a total game changer. Let's dive in.
Okay, just look at this. I mean, really look. This is not just some picture of a Maine Coon cat. This is a hyper-realistic, 8K, perfectly lit portrait that an AI dreamed up. The detail here is just staggering, from the soft focus on the whiskers to that sharp little glint in its eyes. But here's the truly amazing part. This single, perfect image isn't a fluke. It's not a one-off stroke of luck. It's the predictable result of an incredibly complex and deliberate system.
But it gets so much more impressive. What if you could take one single dynamic pose, like this shadow boxer stance, and then tell an AI to replicate it with perfect consistency across dozens, maybe even hundreds of different cat breeds? I mean, from a Cornish Rex to a Savannah cat, the pose is identical. This isn't random, it's engineered. So that really brings us to the big question of this whole explainer, doesn't it? How on earth is this kind of pinpoint creative control and consistency, especially at scale, even possible? Well, the answer lies in moving way beyond simple text prompts and into a world of structured professional directives. And that brings us to Section 1 and the core concept behind all of this, the Master Directive. Now, this isn't just a prompt. You got to think of it more like a master blueprint, or even the constitution that governs an entire universe of AI content before a single image is ever even created. So the foundation of this whole system isn't some clever line of text you type into a box. No way. Take this canine canvas lookbook, for example. It's not just a collection of ideas. It's a full-on professional document that lays out directorial guidelines and a super detailed shot list, just like a filmmaker would use on a set. All right, let's move on to Section 2 and see how this whole thing is built. Because before you can even think about the fun, creative poses, you have to lay down the law. These are the global rules, the strict, absolutely non-negotiable foundation for every single image. So, rule number 1, and maybe the most important, is defining the subject. And when I say defining, I mean the level of detail is almost obsessive. The system isn't just told to creating English Bulldog. Oh no, it's given a specific biography. Thick set, low slung, with massive sourpuss facial wrinkles, a wide stance, and a short fawn and white coat. Every single image of this dog has to conform to that exact description, period. Next up, every image, without fail, has to follow rule number 2, the style. And as you can see here, the directive is incredibly precise. It demands professional 8K photorealism. It demands a strict 16:9 aspect ratio. It even spells out that it needs studio-grade lighting. This is all to ensure a consistent, high-end commercial look across the board, no exceptions. Okay, this next one is absolutely crucial for this whole thing to work. Rule number 3 is the continuity rule. This rule demands 100% visual consistency for a single animal across all 150 of its poses. Look closely at this bulldog. It's the exact same animal in every single shot. The markings, the build, even the wrinkles, they don't change. This is how you create a believable character, not just a collection of random similar-looking images. And finally, the last global rule. This one sets some really clear boundaries for interaction. It's rule number 4, the human rule. And it's an absolute 0 human faces, period. This keeps the focus right where it needs to be, on the animal. But what's smart is that it does allow for hands, arms, or legs when a pose actually requires interaction, like petting the dog. It's a pretty nuanced rule that maintains focus while still allowing for a wider range of actions. Okay, so with our global rules locked in, we can move on to the really fun part in Section 3, codifying cute behavior. This is where we figure out how to translate these abstract ideas into a language the AI can execute perfectly every single time. So here's the real challenge, right? How do you tell an AI to capture an abstract concept, like the essence of a playful invitation? As you can see here, it's not just one single action. It's a whole collection of specific behaviors. You can't just type, make the dog look playful. You have to actually codify it. And you do it by creating a technical blueprint.
I mean, look at this schematic for the zoomies. It literally breaks the behavior down into 10 distinct kinetic shots, from the sideways bottle brush till the wall kickoff. It even has a physics modifier for kinetic energy. This isn't just art direction anymore. This is behavior as an engineering diagram.
And here it is, the breathtaking result. This is what happens when that detailed blueprint is fed into the AI. Every single one of those 10 specified shots is rendered perfectly, in order, creating a complete visual story of the zoomies in stunning, dynamic detail. The blueprint literally becomes reality. It's incredible.
Okay, so we've got our global rules, we've got our behavioral blueprints.
Let's move to section 4 and see how it all comes together in what we're calling the generation engine. This is the master prompt that drives the entire system. And this right here is the engine that drives it all, the master reverse generation prompt. It's a single, incredibly powerful command that pulls everything we've been talking about together. It programmatically calls a specific pose number, like say pose 7. It pulls that pose's detailed description from the lookbook, and it enforces all our global rules like 8K photorealism. But the real magic here is the scalability. It then tells the AI to generate that one single pose across tons of different breeds. Which of course leads to the big question. What actually happens? What's the output when you take this incredibly precise, scalable engine and you just unleash it on a massive data set, like 100 different cat breeds, all performing the exact same action?
You get this absolute, flawless execution at a massive scale. From the familiar Bengal cat to the rare Lycoi and even the extinct Oregon Rex. 100 different cats, 100 perfect versions of the shadow boxer pose. The energy, the posture, the framing, it's all perfectly identical. This is the true power of a master directive.
So, in just the last few minutes, we've gone from a single, foundational rule about a bulldog's wrinkles all the way to a system that's capable of creating this vast, controllable universe of creative content. It's an amazing journey from micro details to macro-scale production.